Thanks for listening and subscribing to the Clive Barker Podcast, episode 244. In this episode, I talk about our Kickstarter, Clive Barker Podcast Presents Fundraiser VII, Debtor, and all the cool Clive Barker stuff you can get right before the holidays. This episode is sponsored by Don Bertram Celebrate Imagination. Don Bertram Celebrate Imagination shop is dedicated to the Arts and Medicine program at Texas Children's Cancer Center. Up to 50% of the proceeds will support this program where artist Don Bertram volunteers monthly. There's a new feature video that shows Don working with the kids at Texas Children's Cancer Center and his artwork. Click the side banner at www.clivebarkercast.com to find links to the video and his Etsy shop where you can buy his prints, books, and support this wonderful program. Okay, so we're going to get to the Kickstarter, but before we do, I want to mention that the hardcover interview book, we've got some orders from a couple years back, and I want you to know that we've been hard at work making this book. We had to take a break this last weekend to get the Kickstarter up and running, but also we're taking orders for this book. We're not taking the orders for this book during this fundraiser, because when it's ready, we'll make orders available. And if you pre-ordered, you're still top of the list, but we'll be contacting you for shipping info. And basically, we found that when we put the hardcover book in with the fundraiser with all the other cool stuff from Clive Barker, our book kind of gets lost in the mix of all of that awesome stuff. So we kind of decided to give it its own launch rather than, continuing to try to sell it during these Kickstarters where we have 100 other things for sale. So anyway, Clive Barker Podcast Presents Fundraiser VII, Debtor, is here. It started late Sunday night, technically Monday morning, so check out the video. We did some different things this time, and it's shorter than usual. I think you'll want to see it. See it all the way through for the celebrity cameos and endorsements. We have a typical modest goal, which is just $500, and that will keep the lights on. But we want to do a series of episodes on the Imaginer books. And also, we want to revisit the Dark Ditties series when the new episode comes out. So this is your chance to follow along with it. Because thanks to a generous donation from Phil and Sarah of the Clive Barker Archive, we have several copies of the Imaginer books available for you as backer rewards. So help make this happen. Get these gorgeous art books for yourselves. We also have these great buttons made and donated by friend of the show, Derek Horwood, plus a lot of other cool stuff you can see at the link and in the video. My personal favorites are the original Clive Barker painting and the Terry Cat tote bag. We can't thank you enough, so we try to provide some cool stuff in return for your support. Now, if you haven't heard the video or seen the video, we'll put an audio version of it in here for you. Thanks again for listening and subscribing to the Clive Barker Podcast.
It's time again for us to pay the bills, so here it is.
Clive Barker Podcast presents Fundraiser VII, Debtor. If you don't know our podcast, we cover everything that sprouted from the imagination of Clive Barker. His books,
his movies, and even his video games.
We helped start the Occupy Midian movement.
For the release of the extended cut of Nightbreed.
We even got to do an audio commentary for this release.
We've had some tremendous guests on the show. Authors, movie cast and crew, editors, and even academics to give you a behind-the-scenes look at what makes all this come together.
We've got another year in us. A 9th year. We'd love to finish our Aberrat series with discussion on Aberrat 3, Absolute Midnight.
And even discuss new projects like the Nightbreed TV series.
The new Candyman movie.
The upcoming Books of Blood series on Hulu.
Deep Hill. Plays, and maybe even a series on the Imaginer books.
We love your help, and we've got a lot of great backer rewards as well.
We have books, and t-shirts,
an original painting by Clive Barker,
stickers, buttons, journals,
patches, tote bags, greeting cards,
posters, and more.
You can advertise with us too. We've had some great, amazing sponsors like Geordie Calendar,
Don Bertram's Celebrate Imagination for the Texas Children's Cancer Center.
We can't express the gratitude we feel.
And we're very pleased that we've gotten to take you along on this journey with us for these 8 years.
Please continue to help us out and get some great Clive Barker stuff.
And this podcast, having no beginning, will have no end. Thanks for listening.
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 Thanks for listening to Clive Barker Podcast.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
There's a whole lot more coming.
The biggest unanswered question is where is the money?
There's a whole lot more coming.
The biggest unanswered question is where is the money?
There's a whole lot more coming.
Where is the money?
Okay, break. All right. We can't express our gratitude and start that again.
Say in action.
Action.
Hi, this is Joe and Catalina from Little Spark Films. Thanks for listening to Clive Barker Podcast. Didn't you say cut?
Good.
Hi, I'm Pete Atkins in a motel in the Central Valley in California that has the creepiest art on its walls. You're watching the Clive Barker Podcast Fundraiser. Thanks for listening.
You can find the show notes for this episode and join the discussion over at www.clivebarkercast.com, where we have news, features, reviews, and links to all the ways you can connect with us. You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts and every other place you can find podcasts. Clive Barker Podcast, or BarkerCast, is an independent editorial, podcast, and news blog that is not affiliated with or under contract by Clive Barker or Seraphim Inc. This is a labor of love by the fans for the fans.
Thanks for listening.